You had just gotten home from the dance. It was okay, but you almost had panic attack in the middle of it. Jisoo and Kai were leaving tonight to get home to their daughter for Christmas. Bye guys, you hugged the brothers Chase and Grayson while they both reluctantly hugged you back. Bye Ryan, it was pleasure meeting you. If Jungkook ever hurts you, give me a call and I'll kill him for you. Kai smiled threateningly at Jungkook, but he was really just being playful. He embraced you, patting your back before taking Jisoo's suitcase. I can feel that, you know. She beamed at Kai. I know, but you shouldn't have to. He winked, earning a giggle from her. Bye, Jisoo. Thank you for being the sister I never had. You wrapped your arms around her tightly. We will be back soon. She put on a cheerful tone, but you could tell she was sad. She followed Kai outside. Chase calmly rolled his suitcase out, but when Grayson got to the door, his suitcase got stuck, and he got frustrated as always. Grayson shaved his suitcase, sending it toppling down the doorway. You know you shouldn't have laughed, but you couldn't help it. He turned back to you and shrugged carelessly. Kai grabbed Grayson's bag and threw it over his shoulder. Kai came back when all of his family was in the car. Listen, Jungkook, if you need me, I am one phone call away. No matter what it is, recruits, money, support, anything like that. You are not going soft on me, right? Jungkook squeezed Kai in his arms. Kai groaned from his strength. Of course not. He scolded at Jungkook before walking down the driveway and getting into the car. You are going to miss them. They help you realize that Jungkook doesn't only have enemies but has friends too. Now it's just you and me in this big empty house for exactly an hour and a half, he mumbled as he checked his watch. You grinned at him thinking he was going to suggest something. Let's go get our stuff packed. He shut the door. Wow, he wasn't horny for once. That's a surprise. Jungkook threw both of your bags on the floor of the log cabin. Do you want to light a fire? He asked, staring at the fireplace, contemplating if he wanted to build one. Yes, you nodded, determined to get warm and take your big heavy jacket off. He took off his jacket as if he could read your mind before he grabbed logs from outside. You don't know why he took his jacket off if he had to go back outside. You worry about his logic sometimes. You turned on the lights and brought the bags into rooms. Tomorrow was Christmas and you got Jungkook a present, but you haven't told him yet. You are waiting till tomorrow to surprise him with it. You took the box out of your suitcase and opened it, revealing that all-black ring that was designed as a feather that would wrap around his finger. You took deep breath as you closed the box, hoping that he would like it. He lit a match and threw it into the fire, blowing the flame. Blowing the flame gently, waiting for it to spread and ignite the other wooden logs. You watched how gentle he was. You think this is the only time you'll ever see him be gentle with anything except you. You know he's gentle with you because every time he touches you, he's afraid if he's squeezing too hard or like he's afraid of breaking you. You sat on the couch, letting out a groan and shutting your eyes. I am exhausted, you murmured, quietly listening to the crackling of the fire as he watched it grow. It's only 8 p.m. He glanced at you. He turned the lights off, letting the room naturally be lit up by the glow of the fire. You kept your eyes closed tightly. The couch had a sudden dip in it, telling you that Jungkook was beside you. Your head fell to his shoulder. You felt him lean forward and grab something. Then the TV started to play. He leaned back, sinking into the chair. Your head followed his shoulder. His arm wrapped around your shoulder as he pressed his lips against your temple. Do you want to watch the last Divergent movie? He asked with a happy tone, knowing you would stay awake if you watched it. You nodded and opened your eyes slowly. You jumped up frantically before grabbing the blankets from your bed and dragging them inside with you. You seen a smile appear on his lips before he pushed them together to stop them. You climbed up beside him, snuggling into his chest. He was so warm. How was he so warm when it's like -2 degrees in here? He scrolled through the movies and clicked onto Allegiant. Throughout the movie, you slowly moved from his chest to his lap, your body stretched out across the couch. Jungkook was playing with your hair while his eyes were glued to the screen. Laying here on his lap is the happiest place you will ever be. The sunset in America to the view at the top of Mount Everest will never give you the feeling that he does. The feeling of happiness, joy, trust, and love. Chris, how can you not see you are being played? Oh my god. He threw his arms up in the air frustratedly before you laughed at his annoyance. Even Four sees it. He snapped at the TV. He was really into this. It was funny to see him so worked up over something that wasn't even real. But you guess that that's the fun part of movies is that at the end of the day, they aren't real, and you can always make up your own ending if you don't like the original one. He groaned, frustrated at Triss, and glanced at you. You was just gazing at him with a happy look on your face. His attention was forced back to the TV, leaving you to stare longingly at him. Jungkook is not the best man, you know that. He's murdered millions with his own two hands and a million more by a command. But you can't help, you only see good in him. You don't look past the bad parts, but you don't block out the good ones either. His past doesn't define him for you, the present does. You can see he is trying to be good for you, even he doesn't know that you know. People say that you should be with someone who makes you a better person, but what about someone who makes you happy, even though they are not the best person? Best person to be around. You are not saying Jungkook is bad for you, but you could probably be with a guy who makes you want to be the best version of you. Jungkook likes you for who you are, the good, the bad, and the broken. You had fallen asleep on Jungkook's lap, and it was now Christmas morning. You woke up the smell of pancakes and the noise of pots and pans clanking together. Shit, you heard him yell, cause a smile to spread on your face while you lay in bed. A few minutes later, Jungkook came in with a tray full of breakfast and a cup of hot chocolate. You pretended to be asleep so that you didn't ruin the breakfast surprise that he had made for you. He whispered to himself, walking around the room. You think he stubbed his toe off of the bed while walking around to wake you. Hey, Jungkook shook you gently. You groaned in response. I made pancakes. he uttered before you sat up slowly. He rubbed your back soothingly while you tried to wake up. You glanced over at the pancakes, your eyes widened as soon as you saw them. They looked delicious. I'm surprised you know very well how to cook. You was basically drooling down your chin as you muttered to him. Remember that you don't like to be ungrateful. Yes, I remember. You nodded, grabbing the plate. You both ate breakfast together while talking about your favorite Christmas things like movies. I know we didn't discuss gifts, but I got you something. Jungkook ran his hand through his hair. He only does that when he is nervous. He grabbed a box and handed it to you. He was nervous that you wouldn't like it. You opened a cardboard box and it was something wrapped up with a rough material holding it in place. You took the rough material out of the box and threw the box to the side. You unfolded the material. In front of you on your lap, 5 throwing knives lay on the rough material being held in place by little rubber bands attached to the fabric. Your eyes light up when you see the color. They were turquoise. A big smile instantly appeared on your face as you admired the knives that each one slowly got smaller as your eyes ran across them. You touched the edge of the knife, getting a little paper cut. The knives were really sharp and you could see symbol on the knives. It was an Jungkook's mafia symbol. It was small and simplistic, but you really liked it. You pulled one out of the rubber band that held it in place and threw up in the air, flipping it and catching it. Don't worry, it's balanced, I checked. He nodded with a grin. I also changed the training blades. He grumbled playfully as if he was annoyed at you. You leapt into his arms, catching him off guard and probably scaring him just a tiny bit. Thank you. You leaned into him, forgetting about everything just for a moment. I have gotten you something too, you whispered in his ear while still clinging into him. You was now on his lap facing him. You ran over to the nightstand and pulled the ring box out of the drawer. Oh my god, you are proposing? Jungkook shrieked with a gasp at the end, jokingly putting on a girl's voice as best he could, which wasn't very good in case you were wondering. You laughed at his stupid joke and sat back on his lap in the same position, you facing him. Here, you muttered, handing him the box. He flicked the little box open with his thumb, revealing the all black ring that was designed as a feather that would wrap around his finger when he put it on. Because you're my angel, you muttered with a cheesy tone. He took the ring out and you saw a smile spread across his face. Do you like it? You asked. I love it, he mumbled happily before he kissed your lips softly. You didn't dare to break the kiss. His kiss is like a drug to you. He is your addiction. Your arms gripped his back, deepening the kiss. You couldn't get enough of him ever. You can't even think about him because if you think about him, then you'll realize you love him. Shit, did you just. No, you refuse to think about him or how you are falling in love with him. From the way he runs his hands through his hair when he is stressed to his calm, peaceful face when he is asleep. Loving someone scares you almost to death. You love your brothers, but not like how you love Jungkook. Shit, you just did it. You just told yourself that you love him. F. Jungkook broke the kiss and grabbed a piece of bacon that was beside your pancakes. He shoved the entire piece into his mouth. I have to say, I am an amazing cook. He smiled jokingly. You grabbed a piece yourself to try it since he was so cocky. You hate to say it, but his cooking was amazing. Your mouth made an O shape in shock while you stared at him with your eyes widened. This is so good. You grabbed your face, being slightly dramatic, but it was really good. You knew he could kind of cook, but he's really good. You should get him to make pizza from scratch. You bet it would be the best pizza you have ever tasted. You noticed something in his pocket. You grabbed it only to realize soon after that it was a gun. You threw him an unimpressed look. I have one with me all time, he shrugged. But this is like our vacation, you can't carry around a gun. You pouted at him playfully. Anything could happen. He raised his eyebrow at you using his serious tone. What if you shoot me? You cushioned him with a cheeky tone, hoping he wouldn't know what to respond. I won't, he replied with a bleak expression on his face. Look, I just carry it in case anyone tries to attack you. He rolled his eyes, trying to get his gun that you continuously pulled away from him. What about you? You spoke with an angry tone. Why only you? Does he think you are not capable of defending yourself? Because if you die, I'll have nothing left and I would much rather die than let you die. He caught you off guard with that response. You was expecting you can't defend yourself or something. But no, he is just afraid of losing you. You shut your eyes with a sigh. I know you can protect yourself. I just don't want you to protect yourself. I should be able to do it for you. I'll not let another finger touch your skin. He slipped his hand under your shirt, his hands on your waist, skin to skin. Your breath hitched slightly before you tried to scream out of his grip, but his hands kept you on his lap in place. A smirk grew on his face before he licked his lips. He knew what he was doing to you. Two can play at that time. You leaned into his head, your mouth right next to his ear. I want you. You whispered quietly and you immediately felt him tense up. Not today. He cleared his throat. He watched as a smile appeared on your face and his look of slight shock became a grin while he rolled his eyes. Okay, I have to shower and then we can go skiing after you finish your breakfast. He stood up only for you to see his growing erection. Wyan, he snapped, scaring you. You looked up at him. My eyes are up here. He winked at you, knowing what you was looking at. You cleared your throat. Your head's down there though. You smirked evilly. You saw his jaw drop before he said, You are nasty, he said in a high-pitched voice while you laughed hysterically on his reaction.